where the Chiefs are glad to have Trreek Hill back after the NFL decided not to suspend the receiver over allegations of child abuse. The team could have followed the precedent set by Cowboys several years ago, who made public the list of team rules that Dez Bryant was required to follow after he was charged with assault. But Andy Reid declined to get into what exactly the team expects of Trreek Hill.
We're comfortable with Trreek coming back here. Look forward to bringing him back here and having an opportunity to get back doing what he loves to do. He has some obligations that he'll take care of as he goes, and I'm not going to get into all that. We have the trust in Trreek, and that we're going to go forward in a positive way here.
I think that's a mistake by the Chiefs. I think the Cowboys had, after some situations with Dez Bryant, put it all out there, and I think it helped Dez Bryant, and I think it offered Dez some protection, because if Trreek Hill gets in any kind of trouble moving forward, I think this will blow up in the Chiefs' face. Well, you didn't really even take any actions, and what were the stipulations, blah, blah, blah. I think there are some people still in the Kansas City Chiefs fan base and just in the NFL fan base would like to believe, just for the audio, the you should be terrified of me too, there should be some sort of punishment. And if that were made public, I think it would take down a little the animus towards Trreek Hill.
I disagree. One, I'm in favor of internal discipline, because it's more important that he grows from this situation versus what we know of this situation, which is not going to be fully detailed anyway, because a lot of this is protected under police record. If you look at the Dez example, I don't think that's a great example for this. What detonated that situation was Dez being arrested and charged with the assault, allegedly, of his mother. That's not Trreek Hill in this situation, who hasn't been in no situation in terms of arrested, charged with this. So now we're talking about how do you handle it. And if you handle it publicly, as you state, there are only two options, and unfortunately, neither one will service the public. The court of public opinion, if you give him an excessive penalty that we can all see in line item, will say, damn, if he got to do all that and you got to monitor him like that, why is he in the league in the first place? Now, if it's a minimum penalty, a minimum punishment and discipline, really? Y'all taking this seriously? Come on now, if the guy did this.
You running stairs? Y'all got
I just know how we roll as the public, so I think there's no winning. Andy Reid understands that, so it's best to just have internal discipline.
I think, and I agree with you, I think what has happened here, you look at the standard that they have set under Andy Reid, like when Kareem Hunt got in trouble, we didn't hear all the details, they just cut him.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard he lied to the team, but we didn't hear, we didn't get a line item list of the things he did. He was just gone.
Yeah.
See you around sometime, hope it works out for you. They didn't do the same thing with Kareem Hunt. They've kept it internal, and
with Trreek Hill,
excuse me. With Trreek Hill, yeah. So they've kept it internal. They kept the standard for them. This is how we deal with things internally. And we're not going to vary from that. And it's not your business how we discipline, how we watch, how we help, because ultimately that's the deal. Now, I'm surprised, and this is off topic, but I'm surprised the NFL didn't suspend him based on, the player conduct policy. But, that's what they chose to do. And we could talk about them spinning the wheel of discipline at Park Avenue and, and how that doesn't make any sense. But I think this is par for the course, the way Andy Reid runs his organization. We keep these things internally. They aren't for the public. It's just not the way we do business.
It was a child involved in this situation. And one thing that I'll say about Andy Reid, he has always been a player's coach. One thing that's important to know is if you do not have all of the details and all of the factors that play into why he was in trouble and what he was in trouble for, then it's very difficult to try to help the public opinion down the direction you want them to go, because it's just, as he mentioned in his soundbite, it's too much. So what's more important to Andy Reid is knowing that if you are a person that's on the same page as him, and he's giving you a fair chance and a fair opportunity with what it is that you're bringing to this team, he wants to have the trust He wants to have the buy-in. And if it's not an egregious situation, it sounds horrible what the charge is. But if you get down to the basics of what the charge was, and it comes back that he really didn't do much of anything, and that's why the investigation did not yield a punishment, then you have to, in my opinion, you have to look at Andy Reid and you have to commend him for saying, I'm not going to, for the sake of public opinion, put you and your personal business out there and say, you know what, we're going to discipline you this way, we're going to do it this way, we're going to do it that way. And you know why? Because the rest of those guys are sitting in that locker room and they're looking at how the leadership is handling what takes place when something comes up short. If Trreek Hill does something, again, as you mentioned, to get in trouble, that could lead to the Chiefs organization being looked at in a non-glowing way, shame on Trreek Hill. Not shame on Andy Reid for making sure that you're protecting the interest of those players and of your team. Shame on Trreek Hill for violating that, for him being put in a position where trust was exercised.
This is far more important, this topic we're having, this discussion we're having. But think about the way players operate, not in criminal investigations and all those things, but just the way we operate in conjunction with our coaches. A coach can bring me behind closed doors or in front of the team and air me out for not playing well. And I'm man enough to accept it. I'll accept that responsibility. But don't air me out in front of the media. That's not their business, right? And I think Andy Reid has set a standard saying, hey, man, I'm not going to air out my players and their personal business. We're going to handle that in-house. We've got our discipline. And I think from a respect standpoint, the guys that play for Andy Reid have so much respect for him as a man and his own family situation, the problems that he's gone through.
Yeah, there you go.
Like he's got empathy,
yes, he
which
does.
is more important than sympathy because he's lived through some really tough situations.
All right, coming up, did Anthony Davis's power play in New Orleans actually undermine the entire NBA? Steve Kerr seems to think so. We'll